We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Today we are going to discuss about the object. Object is nothing but the real-time entities of the class. These objects shares the common behavior and attributes. So if we take an example of dog class, here the dog 1, dog 2, dog 3, dog 4 are the instances of the dog class. They share breed attribute, age attribute and color attribute. All dog 1, 2, 3, 4 shares the common behavior such as bark, sleep and eat. So whenever the class are created, we can create unique objects of the specific class. Let us take an example of class and object. The first line of code using namespace. This is the default namespace we are using because we are using all the classes of the system namespace. Then this is our list program is our user defined namespace. Inside we have 2 classes. First one class is semester class and second is the main class, that is program. The semester class has method called display. So its visibility is public. It does not return anything. Inside this display method, we have written the executable statement console.writeLine semester class called. That means this message will be displayed. Okay. So a writeLine method in a console class will display the message. So once this class is semester class is created, we are creating the instance of semester class by using new object. S6 semester S6 is equal to new semester S6 and its method, that means its behavior is invoked S6.display. Another object is created, right, and its method is called. Okay, so whenever we execute this program, it will display this message semester class called 2 times because we are creating 2 instances of semester class. Now what is constructor? Constructor is a special kind of member function which is to be executed when the instance of class is created. The constructors are basically used to initialize the instance variable. The constructor has the same name as the class. It can have parameter or it cannot have parameter, right? It can have return type or it cannot have return type. Okay, so as per the requirement of the developer can create its constructor, right? So whenever we are not specifying any constructor, by default there is a default constructor without any argument with public specifier, right? So in our class we can have as many number of constructor as we require, right? So when the instance of the class is created, at that time the constructor will be invoked. So we don't need to explicitly invoke the constructor. Types of constructor. There are basically three types of constructor: default constructor, parameterized constructor, and copy constructor. Whenever user don't create any constructor, there is an implicit constructor called default constructor. This default constructor does not have any parameter and it is called by the class instances. Parameterized constructor. Whenever we would like to initialize the variable, right? So we can pass the values to the parameter and the respective parameterized constructor will be called, right? The constructor can be overloaded. Overloading means we can have more than one parameterized constructor. Suppose in our class we have constructor with one parameter, another constructor with two parameter, and the third one constructor with three parameter. Okay, so while creating the instances of class, as many number of argument we have passed, the respective constructor will be overloaded. That means if we are creating the instance of class by specifying three parameters, the three parameterized constructor will be invoked. Okay. Now sometimes we would like to create the new instance, new constructor from the existing constructor. We can use the copy constructor, right? So the original constructor, if original constructor has three argument, right? From that we can create the new instances, the copy of the previous one, right? Let us take an example of constructor. This is the constructor namespace. In this namespace, we have two classes, class square and the main class which executes this class, right? So square class has two constructor. This is the non-parameterized constructor. Okay, so that's why it is called as a default constructor. Second constructor contains the one parameter. Okay, so basically it initializes the side value, right? The instance variable side will be initialized with this side variable. Okay, so when we create the instance of the square class using new operator without specifying any argument, it will call the default constructor and initialize the side variable as a 1. If we have not initialized, if you have not created the default constructor, the compiler will invoke the implicit constructor which initialize the side variable as a default value, right? So if you want to override that default value, the programmer have to explicitly provide the implementation of the default constructor, and in this default constructor the programmer can initialize its specific value. Okay, so here square one instance is created and this instance will invoke the default constructor and the side variable will be initialized with 1, right? So this square one instance can invoke the method called area, right? And the area method will be executed and it will return the area of the square. Basically area of square is side square, side into side. We are creating a second instance is my square by specifying single argument. Okay, so here it will first check the first constructor. This constructor does not matching because this constructor specifies the argument while the default constructor does not have any argument. So it will call to the another constructor. Now the compiler will check whether the specified constructor is available or not. So this constructor, square constructor, has one argument. So the side will be initialized with side value, right? That means the side will be initialized by 10, right? And the area will be calculated. My square dot area method, and we can display this area, right? So this way you can create the constructor and you can invoke the constructor. Now, what is destructor? Destructor is a special kind of function which is executed whenever the objects are going to destroy from the memory. When .NET was not introduced, programmer has to explicitly write the destructor. But there is a role of garbage collector which will implicitly invoke the destructor to release the memory, right? So whenever the instances are not to be referenced by any references, the garbage collector will release the memory, and the code for the release memory is written in the destructor, right? So this code is automatically executed by the garbage collector. Suppose programmer would like to create its own destructor, it is also possible. So the name of destructor will be same as the class name, and it should be prefixed with the TID, right? It can neither return value nor it can have parameters. We can have only one destructor per class. Destructor cannot be inherited, and destructor do not take any modifier, right? So if you want to write a code for destructor, you can use the same name as a class name, and it should be prefixed as a title, right? And we can specify the code for the releasing the resources, right? Such as closing the files, releasing memory, releasing the network connection, and so on. So this is the example of destructor. Here destructor namespace, the class example. This is the example constructor, and this indicates the example destructor, right? So whenever the instance of example class are not more used, the garbage collector will automatically invoke the destructor, and the code of example class will be executed, right? So this is what the output of this program. First, the constructor will be invoked. We are creating the instance of this class. Once these instances are created, afterward these are not more used, right? So it is destructor is to be executed by the garbage collector. We don't need to explicitly call the destructor.